try to get the lighting a little better. Okay, so, hi, it's Mama D. I just went live because my grand rising as I'm awakened from a slumber. I just sat and did a guided meditation, correct? Because it is, energetically, there's a lot going on. I call it a planet party. I am not by any means an astrologer, but I do inform myself, correct? Just, it's something that I have incorporated into my spiritual life, is just studying energies, you know? Took a little dive into my natal chart, but having said all of that, I wanted to go live and maybe share a few things. I'm not exactly I'm just gonna go with the flow, okay? Let's just put it like that. Because there's several things, that I was working through. Where's that card? It's this. This is the card I pulled for myself personally. So it's the Karma of Coushatta. I think I pulled this card yesterday for the collective. But it's about releasing, karmic cycles. This is a huge shift. Saturn is retrograde. I would strongly encourage you all, if you don't know what's going on, planetary wise. I was watching a channel or what have you that I follow, and the year of 2008 is like a big reflective time right now, right? I'm on. So anyways, I just wanted to come online. I have some channeled messages, right? I'm not really sure if we're going to go into this today, but again, I'm just going to go with the flow and see what spirit, higher selves would like. Okay? Cool. For anyone who may be wearing earbuds, I am going to ring this bell. So, watch your ears in 3, 2, 1. It's my gyro. And here comes me new. Hi, buddy. It's Mama's bell. I don't think he's ever heard that bell. Well, not in this lifetime. It's been a while. There he goes, running and playing. Y'all, my cat might run through here. He's playing, and he gets active when I do readings. So, again, I'm just going to start off now by pulling some cards. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I do have, by the way, the Book of Shadows Tarot here. It's a dual deck. And Animal Spirits. And I also have the White Light World. already protected my energy, etc. Ooh, dragon spirit. Really cool. You're an ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny. Rise with dignity. Ooh, look at that. This is what came out yesterday. Interesting. Now I'm going to put those two back in the deck. Or actually, I'm going to put all three of them back in the deck. When things call my attention. I'll bring attention to it, collective. But 1 second. I didn't know if I was going to show my face, so this is where I'm reading at. Anything formed in spirit or physical shall not harm me, for I am divinely protected. Hold all interruptions. So some of you have learned how to become spiritually connected. There's a growth that has happened over significantly, I'm getting. And that does coincide with this as well, but I don't know if the collective is ready for this yet. For real, for real. Look, my cat came up. Interesting, huh? I love the way spirit works. Being independent. You are a natural healer. Your intuition is getting strong, see? You don't have to go with the crowd. Life supports you in every way. This is going to be powerful. Again, like I was saying, I feel as if for the majority, a lot of us have become spiritually connected. You know, I mentioned the year 2008. I guarantee I do not portray my life. I don't live my life on that timeline anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? I just don't. This is about spiritual growth. This is about finding yourself. I also have all these out, so I'm going to share just a little bit of, my journey. So when I first started spiritually awakening, this is a journal that I have that I wrote in. I've told the story just a little bit, but this goes along with what's going on here. This is my Dark Night of the Soul script. Maybe I'll write a book one day and include some of this stuff, right? And then this, as you can see, is now in color. So you can see as I went through Dark Night of the Soul, You know, it was all in black and white, you know. And then as I started exploring chakras, naturally I started writing things, you know, in color. And I feel as if another reference is I started out, you know, informing myself with crystals. This is a really good book. Okay, if those of you who are beginners and who want a really good crystal handbook, if you're drawn to that, whatever, again, let me reiterate, you don't have to go with the crowd. I'm hearing find your niche, right? Find whatever it is that your soul is calling you to do. You may not practice in the aspect of anyone else, but there are different spiritual practices, right? Just make sure that your intentions are good. Don't go around binding people, binding the spirit behind what's going on. I'm just not going there right now. That's for a whole nother level of I don't think y'all ready for that yet, or I'm not led to share that just yet on that level, okay, of my teachings. But again, this Saturn retrograde and all the energies in this dual full moon in Capricorn, mourning an old way of life. Exactly. This is going back and taking inventory, right, of all of your actions. Saturn don't mess around. I just want y'all to know whether your works were good or they were bad. There's not really a good and bad because there's a balance, right? But if your intentions were to harm others or going around doing things that aren't conducive to humanity, I did pull the Tower card for a collective energy, but not meaning like there's a collective that's about to reap what they sowed. This is the good side, right? If you've done the work within yourself, if you're tuning into, you know, different spirituality channels, you're trying to find your inner self, right? You're becoming independent of all of maybe the teachings that you were taught, correct? You're becoming an independent person, an independent soul. You're finding your true soul source. It's not what anyone else has taught you other than guidance that you felt to seek out in truth and authenticity for oneself. Okay? I get a lot of flack from my family from, you know, being different, but in a lot of ways, for some reason, I'm hearing conducive, the word conducive. You know, I'm so proud of my mother for being open to having the discussions that we have, you know, been able to have. Like I told her, I respect the teachings that she gave me from a young child, even though I may not agree with everything, right? It gave me a very strong, in a sense, of foundation because it was from a source of love, correct? Dear Spirit, love was on the bottom of the deck. So it's also, I'm going to keep it PG on here or what have you. It's also a form of purification of all of those old ways and means and doing, right? And you go through stages and levels of purification. It could become, you know, in your physical body, correct? It could come out with mental health care, correct? Depends on levels of trauma, inner childhood wounding, you know, that we've all gone through. It's an integration of all of those lessons learned right now, okay? And through all of that, for instance, a candle. A candle did not, a candle did not get in this form by itself. It had to go through a melting process. Things had to be added to it. The wick, the source, a fuel source, a wick, well, the wax is the fuel source. but an ignition point. There has to be some point, like your soul, where the light has to shine through. That's what dark night of the soul is for, by the way. Talk about that another time. Stay on point here. All of these things had to be melted down, had to go into a pot that had to be stirred, and then it had to be shaped. It had to be formed. It had to be molded. It's kind of like that hermit period, right? And it had to go into hermit mode and cool off. And all of those intricate parts had to come together to make what this is now. It's a perfect example of transmutation. It's one of the best examples of transmutation. And also with this fire energy, you now are like a phoenix rising from the ashes. This is your ignition, your passions. This is what you do in life, right? This is your source. Transmutation. Cool. And the root word is to mutate. Guess what? Mutate. Change or cause to change in form or nature. Interesting, right? Change or cause to change in form or nature. So, as we have gone through this healing process and we're learning all these different things and what our soul is calling us to as an independent, not what you've been taught. As an independent, what is your life and your path, healing and calling, right? As an independent soul, one that's able, might I add, to see in between worlds, correct? You can see as above, so below. Thank you, Spirit. That calls me to the Book of Shadows. Because it is an above deck, it's there in blue, and the below deck is in green. I'll show you. So, it's pretty much as above, like higher self, with the blue, okay, and the green. Well, you can't really tell the difference, but it's maybe. This is blue, this is green. We're gonna start with higher self, right? Pardon. Some water. Ring my bell. This one card is a focus point. Three of air. Self-reflection. Can barely see it here. There we are. Taking a long, hard look, taking inventory. I am going to go to the book because the Three of Air talks about scrying. I can't. Many forms of divination rely upon interpreting signs or symbols. The forms vary in the way of those signs and symbols are acquired. See, that's another thing. It's talking about the independence, right? The ways and different means of doing things, not going with the in crowd. Just going by what your soul path is calling, correct? What you are being intuitively drawn to. Scrying is done with anything with reflective surface, although objects with a dark background are generally considered more effective, such as a dark bowl filled with water or black mirror. Crystal balls are also common. Scrying is simple. Sitting before your scry to gaze at the surface, letting your eyes focus. Incorporating actions or attending to other considerations does enhance. The Three of Air represents finding the truth by looking at something with different eyes or from another point of view. Just as reflective scrying surface is different than a mirror and shows hidden yet significant information, so we find unperceived yet important truths when looking at something through different lenses. Taking stock, taking inventory, right? It's interestingly enough, if you look at the majority of my videos during the daytime, I am normally not sitting in here scrying. Okay. Again, just an overall view of this, it is talking about going within, right? Connecting. You could use a flame, a candle flame. This is one of my personal favorite tools, is to just focus on flame. It depends on what energies you work with, you know? And again, I'm a spiritual person. I don't like make a practice of all, no, man, listen. Shadow. I do what my soul calls for, and I incorporate a lot of different practices into my spiritual life. Tree of life. You know, my Native American ancestry, correct? All the way back to ancient Egypt times. There's all different types of things. That's French, you know. This represents, you know, my higher self and being connected to the ebb and flow of, you know, all things that are spiritual and connected, correct? Oil, another perfect example. You know, there's so many, you know, different representations to put a label. I mean, hagstone. You know, there's crystals, you know, the point is this, there's all kinds of different tools to use to get connected. I should make the title of this video Getting Connected. As long as you're doing it from, again, a sense of love, right? Be gentle with yourself. You heal with the power of love. See the light in all things. Acknowledge your self-worth and your grace. And underneath that, the dragon, by the way, did come out again. You're an ancient and wise sage. You can shape shift your life at will. Mastery is your destiny, and rise with dignity. Again, if you look back to the year 2008, if you have made growth and you have taken, proper steps to ensure that you're not doing the same karmic things, progress. It's not about being perfect. You are perfectly imperfect. Embrace all of those things that make you different. That's your sense of power and strength and inspiration and hope. It's what makes you unique. What makes you independent. It's what makes you strong. It makes you all of the things that you were created to be without all of the teachings and programming, right? And following. Break away from the norm. INDEPENDENT. Oh, you knew. Sorry. Not sorry. Mama, there you go. Look at that. Queen of Cups. Try it. Flipped in the deck. Calling notice. Things that cause my attention. This is the green deck. I pulled one from higher. Now this is physical representations of things manifesting, right? Remember, your thoughts create your world. Don't focus on the past. Don't project into the future. Learn to be present. Learn to be okay with where you're at. And I don't mean become settled. I mean be present with your situation and appreciate it for what it is. Find the good. I told y'all, there's big changes coming. That's Saturn Tower. I said I have a Tower card. There's major changes, right? With the Two of Cups. It's how there's major changes in the way that you have had strength, right? The way that you have interacted with people. It's the return of karma. It's basically putting your best foot forward every single day in your relationships and how you interact with people, right? What you get back, what you put out into the universe. Everyone does have bad days, absolutely. But it's the physical changes. It's the things that you're doing every single day, right? You might have 10 years. If you had told me 8 years ago I'd have been reading tarot, I maybe would have been like, not right now. Because I knew that I always had a gift. It was always with me. I could not get rid of it. Anything else, universe? I'm told basically Saturn's coming back around in good dharma, or I don't want to say good or bad. I'm gonna work on that. Thank you, universe. That's something that I'm gonna work on. See, there's still ways and means of deprogramming and speaking in a manner. Words create, so clear, delete that. You do that, and incoming energy, the Chariot, the divine. Oh yeah, jumpy, aren't you? If you see this Chariot has a family and looks like they're happy, they're enjoying life, they're going on vacation or doing something as a whole unit, correct? The incoming energy is having love, memories, having connection with those that you love, having connection with those that you appreciate, right? And having it grow into something that's big, something that's beautiful, that's abundant. That's what legacy is. I don't know if you noticed, but there's a guardian angel riding. Having those that have passed on, you know, they're with you. And this one, this individual, you know, has some age. So it's being able to sit back all that you have created and see your family create these young children grow into mothers and fathers. You know, it's creating family, it's creating legacy. Ten of Pentacles is also very solid, stable, you know, financially. It's solid, it's secure. Things can't tear this apart. This is commitment. I hope you all enjoyed the reading today. If you reach out to me, mamadtarot@gmail.com. I do personal readings. So don't forget, like, share, subscribe, comment below. Thank you. Have a good day, everyone.